Hero.
All right, Kate. So now it's your turn. So tell us about your experience. What was that surgery like for you, or that first few days in the beginning? Because your surgery wasn't until the end of the week, right?
It was Friday.
Friday. So you
Friday.
had a couple days before.
So today is Monday. So it was good timing because unlike at home where the weekend is the wild time, this town, they kind of roll their sidewalks up, and there's not any place that's open, and it's definitely a good time to lay low because you're not missing much. I was resistant. I was resistant to the idea of laying in bed for 24 hours, and I had a lot of past trauma come up that I wasn't even aware of, that I was still holding on to that, and I felt like I was being punished, like having to lay around and be locked in my room, almost like I'd done something bad, you know. And I tried to, of course, push the limit, which I always do, just push the boundary. I was joking, I wasn't breaking rules, I was bending rules. So, of course, I begged you, Parham, behind the camera, just to go into the cafeteria just to make my own plate of food, right? And it's so funny how all of a sudden that seems like such a reward, like, oh, I can go and get my own plate of food, right? And then I did read, because unlike my mother and some other people that I've talked to who were completely laid out, just exhausted, and felt like they had had surgery, I felt energized. I felt like I'd gotten like a hit, like kind of like my second wind, like, okay, let's go. But yeah, I did. I followed the rules fairly well. But I was standing at the door, watching the clock 24 hours later, just like counting it down until it had been 24 hours, and then I ran. I ran out of the posada, and and immediately started chopping and carrying on. So
how you feel right now?
What are you seeing?
There's something joining you.
Great.
Awesome.
Thank you. I feel good. I feel great. I still have my wet swimsuit on under this. We just came from the pool, and I feel like I'm in paradise.
Because we are in paradise, because the energy here is just so awesome.
It's brilliant. And the last 2 nights, I could feel the entities. I could actually hear them coming into my room. And then for a second, I was lying there, and I was trying to feel their presence, and I was second guessing it. I was like, I don't think they're here tonight. And then I heard the biggest crash that made me just sit up out of bed, right? And there was really nothing to explain that crash except obviously they were here to tell me, like, yeah, we're here. You can believe it. And and I could even feel that
they're really here right now. Can you feel it right now?
And I'm watching Parham's facial expressions where he's blown away by something.
Yeah, I can really feel their presence right now. This is an awesome place, you guys.
It's quite amazing. It's shifting colors and light and everything here. So you certainly something is joining you in this video.
Well, we thank the entities for coming here and being a part of this, shooting this video with us.
Yes.
We are blessed.
I want a copy.
Thank you so much.
You don't get anything until you come and sit here and participate.
No.
It's another one of our friends who doesn't want to be in the video.
There's been so many friends here. It's been just absolutely awesome.
I know, and that's the most beautiful thing I keep saying. Okay. Loophole. Yeah, got it? Okay.
And as you see behind us, there's a lot of people back there meditating, and it's just the grounds. Everywhere you go, you can really go deep in your meditation practice. Everywhere you go, you feel the energy.
Absolutely.
And you can just really even for those that can't meditate.
But when you say feel the energy, like, let's explain that a little
Well,
more.
I'm hoping that, people can, I feel the energy all the time, so it's really easy over here for me to feel the energy. So I'm hoping that everybody can feel the energy like I'm saying.
But I think, like, sometimes I felt, obviously, like, I felt energy, but it's, like, very dense energy. Or sometimes it's like, ooh, not good. Like, I don't want to say good, but it's, like, more, like, dark or heavy energy. Here, it feels so light.
Well, I felt the first day when I was in the hall, I felt the heaviness of the despair, because people are here. This is their last hope, for healing, and I felt that energy, and I had a really. My headache was just, my head was just pouncing.
Especially if you are sensitive and very open
Yeah,
anyways. And I think
yeah.
that's why they say to stay away after you've had surgeries or after you've been completely opened up, because there is a lot of sadness and sickness and desperation.
Now, the real cool room that I love to see in here is that graveyard over there, what I call is the graveyard, where people leave their wheelchairs and all their
We got to get that on film.
Yeah, you gotta
The
get that
whole
on
room
film, that
filled with
whole
wheelchairs.
chairs.
And, yeah, where people have left them because after visiting the casa, they no longer need them.
Right.
They can walk out of here.
crutches and eyeglasses and just really.
I was
really
reading a book last night. It was a John of God book, but it was talking about what if, it was questions and answers. And one of the questions was, what if I'm skeptical? And they said, well, bring your skepticism, And of course, I think anyone who has an analytical brain, which I do, where I do kind of wonder, how does this really work? But when you hear and see
Right.
all the miracles, I mean, it's
Well,
impossible not to believe.
I think that's where your healing begins. That's why I think people come back to the casa over and over again. I mean, I spoke to people that have been here, 10, 15 times. And I think that, sometimes it takes that coming here the first time to really start, starting to believe that it could happen. So sometimes healing will not be the first time or the second time.
And also, I mean, healing doesn't always show up the way that you think it should.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's so easy to be like, find me love or heal my back or I want to make more money, but it really works on the 7 layers, all your spiritual body, your emotional body, and really, the entities can see the big picture when we can't always.
It's like you're going in there, you're getting x-rayed
Seriously.
by John of God.
Seriously. And so really getting to the core, this place isn't about putting a Band-Aid on it, it's about how do I heal all of me,
Right.
not just one aspect of me, but
The cause
the
of it, the
whole
cause of
being.
it all. And that's why you have to wear white, because they can see that your aura and all that.
All my white clothes are at the cleaners, because here's just a little side note. They ask you to wear white, but this whole town is covered with red dirt. So I come home filthy every night, and I had no choice but to take my whites to the cleaners. Yeah.
Unless you want to buy some more whites, because
Twist my arm. I have to go
plenty of
shopping.
stores to buy whites around here.
All right, let's
All right.
wrap it up.
Thank you for giving us this time here
She
to
has
share.
to go to the spiritual waterfall.
Yes, I'm going to the waterfall and getting cleansed over there with some more spiritual blessings.